The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Basil Chapman here on this Wednesday the 24th of September. And I was a little, in the update, I was saying I was a little concerned that crude oil is starting to move. It's still within the rectangle. It hasn't done anything much. I would actually put it this way. If crude oil starts to close above 66.50, it's a 64.45. That's a long way to go. That's something that's more of a breakout than I would be looking at right now. So I'm a little cautious here because you've got crude oil moving up. You've got the dollar moving up. Let's see, started leg B in the daily chart. Oh, the weekly looks terrible and the monthly looks, ugh. There's this Chapman wave inverted falling axe formation that creates the arch formation. There's a double H. That's the pattern that we look at here. It looks like an M-shaped pattern, but in the main, it creates a huge, and it's almost like it could be a one-to-one to the downside, and all of a sudden it saves itself. Look, from 114.78 back in September 22. You remember we were long the dollar from 2018 at 90. We ran it all the way up, and then up and down, and then all the way back up again. It wasn't stopped out of the UUP. Eventually I said, the mantra of the administration from the first administration was that we need a lower dollar. So this time they're going to get a lower dollar. But right now in the short term, it looks to me to get some kind of a dark news cloud cover, that is news that affects and affects the market negatively in the sense that it's a theme that increases in size. So if you're thinking of the headline size, the pica or the font size, it gets small, and then it gets bigger, and then all of a sudden you got this 1-inch pica that says tariffs or interest rates or Fed or funding the government. So these are the things I'm looking at right now. But in the meantime, strange things are happening, and we just have to deal with them right now. The fact that we haven't had maybe a 1.5 or 2% correction in the S&P for it's about a year maybe, is really remarkable. Then in the den, someone had mentioned home builders and where did it go? Oh, I thought I saw it. Home builders, not there. Random. Duncan Steve says, random, Marvell and Iran, both up, 3+, don't know why yet, we'll post. So wait a minute. So let's see. He mentions Marvell Technologies, a fantastic company, always on the cutting edge in the semiconductor area, but had hard times from the high that was made up in about 120-something area in January, February. Plunges down to the 50s. And what does it do? It has a very nice rally, and then all of a sudden, from the gap down, it fills the gap. It goes to the gap at about 61. And right now it's peak A, peak B. And it's just had a nice earnings, I guess, or something's happened. It's up 250 at 77.11. And IREN is trading up 5.78. We're still long from 22. Let me give you the exact price. I think it was 22.80. Where did I go? Yeah. And here it is at 40. Wow. Fabulous action. 47.58. This is Iran Limited ordinary shares, Iris Energy. It was once Iris Energy Limited. Next generation data centers, renewable energy, GPUs. I think it's the GPUs. I read something about it the other day, that they've increased the numbers. And as we're speaking, they're still rallying. What the? Oh, I'm not complaining. No, don't complain. All right. So with that said, so home sales per Bloomberg, 800K and 650K was expected. Ooh, that's really something. Isn't that something? All right. So with that said, And Dan from New York says, yep, TGB, $4.21. So I had a question from a couple of people, one in particular, after my show yesterday. Well, I did my show early. Hi, Basil. Can you look at TGB for a long on the show? Copper stocks have been moving up, but haven't had an explosive move. TGB had a new mine coming online in Arizona by the end of the year. For the medium long term, do you see it building strength to tackle the old 7.23 high? The company is much stronger and has some of the best quality mines in the industry versus the past. Best, Jason. So what we look here is, what we're looking here is, so Dan, who's been a connoisseur, I would say not a connoisseur, but a specialist of TGB, Taseko Mines, for at least the 20 years that I've known him. TGB, and as you know from my newsletter, I had this, there were two choices I wanted to make over the last couple of days. One was BBAI, and the other was TGB, because we've had fantastic gains before in BBAI. We missed that for 3 days in a row. BBA, you can't complain when you get some really right and you get some that just, you must. BBA, look at that. So I'm still waiting for a pullback because I like this. This Big Bear AI holding edge AI technology specializing in national security. They're the ones at the airports that do the national security. I like that as a longer term. So now let's got that out the way. Now let's go back to TGB. I like TGB. I've liked it. I love this kind of move where it's walking the 9-period moving average. I was really silly. I had an opportunity for both BBAI and this one on a pullback just to say, close your eyes, grab it here. I like it. I don't want to fuss. Instead, I fussed, and so I missed it. I like this very much. It's leg F. It could be an instant restart here. I always circle the D that goes to leg E in within 3 bars, which this did perfectly. So I'm like this, and it's a D in the weekly chart and an F in the monthly, but really the F is starting to look like it could be an alternate count, F/B, Taseko Mines. So I'm just going to say it's up 33 cents, up 8.82% right now, up 4.07 at 4.07. Don't get confused between what Iran is up. Oh no, I can't believe, I shouldn't say oh no. As I'm looking at this, IREN is up. I'll get to that in a little while. I don't want to get carried away. The question was TGB, and the answer is yes. I like it very much. I think on a very short term, the metals, and I'm not sure I should include the copper in this, but I am going to include, because if you look at copper, there's a very different chart. Wow, what happened to copper today? What a nice move. It wasn't like this earlier. Otherwise, I would have grabbed that TGB earlier in the morning before the open. Yeah. This is looking very good now. It wasn't looking so good just a little while ago. Very nice. So, Jason, I don't know if you're up at this time. Yeah, well, you'll be up because you're in England. I'm just going to say, start your position in TGB. I do think that it's going to pull back a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if over the next 3 weeks it surprises on the upside, but at the same time, it has a test of the low threes, 330. So big deal. If you think it's going to go, look at this monthly chart. If you think it's going to go towards the left side highs of 2011 and 2012 into the 5s, 6s, and 7s, I think this is a good time. At least start your positions. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's up 62. Basil Chapman, Tiger Ignitions Hour.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
All right, folks, so we did that. All right, now, other thing that we want to look at here, let me just check at something here. Yeah, the other thing I want to look at is within the context of the TLT. Look, the TLT made that peak F, pulls back from the 90 area, and then it pulls back and it holds the 200 period moving average, this little orange line right here. The 9 is above the 14, and that's suggesting that there should be some upside action, right? At the same time, you're looking at the TBT, gives a little bit better picture. This is a mirror image, gives a little bit better picture, and it says, hey, it's making the potential W formation that could go higher, but at the same time, if this becomes a deflection to the downside, TBT being the opposite is the ultra short Lehman 20-year Treasury bond ETF. Let me get that. So it could either be, and I like to put in the two patterns that I'm looking at, because one, if one starts to unfold, you just get rid of the other one. And you say, okay, now it's clearer. So this is very important, because if the TBT at 34.063.406 starts to slide and fill the gap and it goes underneath 33.50, that's quite a bit of a pullback. That's the yield. That's a good sign, because it continues to roll over in the weekly, suggesting that yields should go lower. But when you're looking at Toll Brothers, say no. Yeah, Toll Brothers, TOL, and of course there are many others, so I'm just using Toll Brothers. A little bit of a bounce off that peak D. It's actually stabilizing and holding pretty darn well. When you look at this monthly chart, or even look at the weekly chart, this is barely a pullback from that peak F right there. And even though I put the instant restart, I'm calling this an F. But the MACD is good. So stochastics at 85%. And I would just suggest to you that, and this is one of the reasons why I've had such a difficult time for my subscribers, especially the subscribers who feel that they would like to at least lock in some insurance for their portfolios, which we've done really, really nicely. And just to be able to lock it in. In fact, there are times where I say to myself, wow, I would like to capture this picture right now, exactly where I am, and then say, I don't care, you can go higher, market, you can go higher, but our portfolio is just great. I'd love to keep this number right now, and I'll open you up in 9 or 10 days time or something like that. And wherever you are, I'll open the window back, and we'll just freeze it for 6 days, market day, 7 days, and then put it. Well, we can't do that. You can do that with options, all that, but it actually does cost you in the end. Yeah, it costs you because it's insurance, but that's what insurance does. So what I'm saying is, you remember, this is what I'm looking at. I'm waiting for this, because until we get what I call the Chapman Wave dark news cloud cover, and I don't know yet, because we're still making higher highs, making all-time highs in the Dow. Until there is news that permeates the market, it just becomes the theme. And you know how quickly the media is going to be, especially Bloomberg and others that are going to be, to grab anything that's negative in the overall economy or in the market itself, economic news. So I'm just saying, until I see that, we might have to even miss a 600-point down move in the Dow before you can even start a short, because we've seen the one-offs that go 400-500 points very next day on the way back up again. The next time it happens and you don't get a follow through for buying to come in the dips, but instead selling comes in because the buying fails, that's when we start to see some kind of a consolidation. I don't want to go there just yet. It's right on my radar, but we can't go there until I really get the evidence. So I did that. Okay, let me run this. The Bitcoin, I've been concerned about Bitcoin, saying that it's stuck in a range. It hasn't broken to the upside, but I'm thankful that it hasn't broken to the downside. We are still along our position of iBit. That's the iShares Bitcoin. Finally, Bitcoin's up 1,505 points today at 113,220. That's a good sign. I want to see the 120,000, probably 121,000 tagged. I would actually like to see a close above 121,000, but at least get to 120,000. And yeah, we are 7,000 points below. It's going to be tough because you failed at a peak D below the previous high in the Chapman Wave methodology. That is, be careful. So that's where we are stuck. What am I missing? I did that. Then there was a question. Hi, Basil. Hi, Dan. Could you look at... WWR. Now, why is that so familiar? WWR, I did the notation of that a while back. I don't know if I've still got it. Elizabeth, Westwater Resources, graphite producer. It showed up, I know now, it was showing up as a screamer on my screamer list, and I kind of ignored it. And it even yesterday wasn't looking that great. Look, I got that as a leg C. Wow, up. And it's at 1.0295. When you see the decimals like that, you know that it's like a pink sheet. It's not, we used to call them over-the-counter stocks. Leg C, up 21 cents, up 27%. Bravo. Oh, now I remember. Yeah, you had brought this to our attention as well, besides it showing up as a screamer. Ooh, please take a look at WWR. Details in the reply to message above. Thanks, investors waking up to the domestic graphite production after the potential LAC. Oh, is that a deal, LAC? LAC. Funny, I looked at this for a while. I didn't even notate it. I just had it. I used to have it all notated. It wasn't nothing. It's just doing nothing. Sideways, it's up 86% today, up 265. What a market this is. You could be just lazing around looking at nothing, and your portfolio just having stuff there, a few dollars sitting there, and whew, suddenly you've got this magnificent move to the upside. That is really outstanding. Is it LIT I always look at? No. LIT, yes. LIT is what I usually look at. Where am I going here? This chart right here. Oh, this one was so nice in the 2s and 3s for so long. Well, it's waking up. That's good. That's right. Lithium. This is the Global X Lithium Battery Technology ETF. up today 227 at 55.36, up 4.25%. Yeah, I've liked this for a while, but we've had other positions. How many, you can't be everywhere. I like this very much. Now, let me do this because I think there was a question about it. Where did it go? Oh, FCX. It wasn't a question, it was a statement. Yeah, Freeport-McMoRan. Oh, my. What a market. Freeport-McMoRan Inc., copper. Now, you've got the copper up sharply, right? You've got copper stocks looking great. FCX is the one that majority of traditional copper players, SCCO, Southern Copper, beautiful move to the upside, up 9%. And then FCX. Oh, I'm stuck with FCX and everybody else. No, we don't have a copper stock. But look at this. It is down 10%, down 480 at 40.56. What happened there? I'll be back. Dow is up 52.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Yeah, so this Westwater Resources graphite producer, it just needs another fraction that starts the leg C in the weekly chart. It's a C already in the daily. I have to just tell you what the support is because the upside is kind of open at this particular point, but it needs, because it's such a low-priced stock, profits get taken very quickly with stocks like this. Unless there's persistence to the upside, then all of a sudden reverses, and everyone says, no, you've got to buy them and hold. We haven't got quite to that point. We're getting closer because of the way the daily chart has moved up so sharply from the trough, the most recent trough on around about the 15th to where we are now in a straight line up. So, okay. So the support will be today's low, obviously, would be the first support, 0.8510. I'm going to put it more at 0.90 in the very short term, between 0.90 and the big red body of the candle that was there yesterday, let's say 0.82. All right? So in a whisker, this can just, I mean, an eye blink, this could move another 10 cents. You just never know. But the best thing about it is that look at this bold formation in the monthly chart. It's like the XAU did, the gold and silver, that was the index from way back in 2000. It had this beautiful ball formation. So what I'm going to say to you, Dan, is that if this starts to close on a monthly basis in the 1.30 to 1.40 area, and I'm just talking about this in a monthly basis, it could be a weekly basis, the way it's moving right now. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying if it starts to get there and it leaves the $1 area alone, it's just gone. That would say that it should be a double in 2025. If that's the characteristic it does, because it's got a long wick from the March of 2023 to 1.40. It's got a long wick failure in August of 2022 at 1.80. So that's what I'd be looking at. But the most important thing is over this period, right now, starting from this very minute at 1.000, going sideways, if it breaks 1.82, let's make it if it breaks 0.80, gosh, these numbers, 0.80 in the next week, then it's another one of those one and done spikes to the upside. So that's what I'm saying. It's everything there in the shape of the pattern is improving tremendously. It has to continue that. Okay, so now I need to look down at my notes. Why make all these notes when you don't even look down? So this is for Wednesday. So J, not J, the person, but J, Jacobs. It used to be Jacobs Engineering. Now they call themselves Jacobs Solutions, Inc., AI Data Center, Liquid and Power, Alternate Sources. Made a kind of a double top in the 152 area. These double tops are lethal. You got to watch them so closely. 152.40 on the 13th of August, and yesterday it went to 152.08. So, and then it closed at the low of the day, and now it's up just 44 cents. But that could become a peak C1, C2. I'm watching it very closely. I've loved this for years. I don't think we've ever owned it. I've always talked about it. It used to be Jacobs Engineering. I don't think they changed anything other than the name, because I don't know, because I haven't got the notation anymore. They might have had something going on. Anyways, now Jacobs Solutions, and it makes higher highs and higher lows. It's in the sweet spot. And right now I'm watching to see if it stays there. The question was, do I think it's going to go to the 160s? And the answer is yes. But in the short term, if it breaks 146 point, just make it 145. If it's at 148 right now, 148.30. If it breaks closes under 145, it's stuck for a while. If at any point between now and the first full week of October, it closes over 153. That's all-time high. That's fantastic action. Right now, I think this is digesting really good gains. Next question came in. Whoa. Where did it go? I didn't want to do that. Oh, AAP. and now I can't remember the question was from yesterday or a few days ago, but advanced auto parts, AAP is not like AZO. Advanced auto parts has a different chart pattern altogether to AutoZone. And I mentioned about 2 weeks ago, I said it's making a leg D. And I wouldn't be surprised, because I'm starting to see some improvement in Ford and General Motors, if maybe the economy is changing structurally in such a way that the new cars are going to see benefits and the auto parts are going to slow down. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, gee, that might happen, because you made that peak D in the 300s. Now you're down to the 390s, 3,900s, and you've just hit 4130. Yeah, maybe there's a consolidation. Now look at this. Yes, General Motors. Remember round number? Now I said, let's watch this closely. Well, it just took it out today. 60.15 is the high. It's at 59.95. I'm liking General Motors more and more. And if General Motors is going to move, then I have to put off this whole thing about maybe the old adage that selling Yom Kippur selling Rosh Hashanah, buying Yom Kippur, or whatever it is over this coming week. Maybe it's just going to be a digester phase. I don't know yet. I'm still waiting for the bad news to filter in. Still got maybe the possible government shutdown or whatever. But isn't this good? I mean, look at this. Would you believe, with all the hair pulling about the automobile companies since the April low, it's gone from 41 to 59, and not as good as some in the, say, tech sector. This is not the tech sector. This is the deep economy. So I'm impressed. Look at Ford, not quite the same, but still doing very nicely. It's come off the low that was in April, back in the 7s, and here it is at 11.78. I'll give you the exact number. Oh, the August low already. The August low is at 10.20. What is it? 10.68, and the April low was all the way down here at $8.44. I should put that in. $8.44. Not a bad percentage, huh? So I'm throwing this out right now, elucidating on what I am looking at and saying, following up on what I've been talking about, that the auto parts might be slowing down, that the actual new cars are holding very well. Let's go back to Toyota Motors. We looked at it the other day. Oh, look at that. This is that Bart Simpson hairstyle, so that's a little choppy, but it's okay in the 190s. Yeah, I'm impressed. I'll be back in a moment. Dow's up 62, S&P is up 0. I'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. an amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
So a question about CLOV, Clover Health Investment Company. Now, I've looked at a number of these. They've popped up on my list of screamers. And I said to myself, gee, this is like a REIT. I'm sure it's like a REIT, a real estate investment trust. And they've done very well. This is down from the 216 or 218 level. It's now 322. So the beginning of the month of August, and here it is in September, and we're at 332. I like it very much. And I know that I had all this notated some time ago. I remember CLOV as a symbol. I remember symbols. I don't always remember the names. So 343 is the 200-period exponential moving average in the weekly chart. That's where I think it's going. But most importantly, the pattern that I'm looking at is suggesting that the 200-period moving average in the daily, which is at 305, 312 to 305 is kind of near-term support. If it closes under that, it says it's going to now take some time, and the daily 200-period exponential moving average is going to be a magnet. It doesn't go much below, it doesn't go much above. It just keeps like a yo-yo, it keeps zigging and zagging. But most importantly, if it goes to 338, it's the high today is 335. If it can go to 338, that 200-period moving average, which is a repellent zone for quite some time, will become, it'll just suddenly click, and it'll grab it and hit 343 and hold it there. If it can go in this move going into next Wednesday, a week from today, if it can push above 358 into the 362 level, it pushes away for the first time and treats the 200-period moving average like a propellant rather than like a magnet or a repellent. So that's what I'd be looking at. I hope that helps you. Now, as I said, in the REIT sector, I had a whole bunch of Remax. That's the one. Remax. I haven't looked at it for a little while. Remax. Yeah, look at that. I've loved this for a while. We didn't get it it was down right here. I was looking at it in the 8s and 9s, and here it is. It hit a few days ago. It hit 10.32 in leg F, and now it's just gone. Peak F is kind of digesting the gains. Could even be an alternate cap, but this is the way it is right now. So these are REITs, and I think that there's a place for them in this market. And I believe it's a little. I never remember exactly what it is, but taxes wise, and there's a little paperwork that gets involved. But that shouldn't stop you from getting a stock that is looking very good. So back to CLOV. Oh, I remember what it is. There was a biotech, not COLV, LOV. Yeah, anyway, something with a CL, something like that. So I remember that as well. So, Freeport McMoran, 2 died in accident in Grasberg mine. Believe that it is FCX, largest mine. Oh, that's tragic. It had to be such an unusual thing for Freeport to be going down. Yeah, so it'll come back. It will come back for sure. So, but that's a shame. All right, now let me do this. I want to time each segment now. I've got a little bit left here, and I wrote down a bunch of things that I thought I needed to do. Okay. I haven't looked at this for a little while with you. I've looked at it for myself. This is the EUR USD. This is the euro-dollar currency pair. Leg F in the monthly, this actually could be, it looks more like a C, but I'm calling it an F for now in the monthly chart, and a G says C in the weekly chart. I had a measured move to the upside, a 161 move that should have taken to 1.19. Instead, it stalled at 1.19187. And that was 1.19833. Yeah, so it actually made the target, just about made the target. And now it's just pulling back a little bit from a peak F. A peak F in the daily chart. It won't become a sell signal even unless it goes to the 1.170 level. And if it goes below that, that'll become a sell mode. But that's interesting. Why? Because look at the USD JPY. This is the euro-dollar currency pair. What a nice move this is. Look, it almost looks like that copper, where copper was just kind of Even crude oil has the same pattern. That's in the daily chart. Look at this for crude oil. See this? Even in the weekly chart. So I'm watching these closely because it's going to be a combination of things that just suddenly come together maybe early next week that really hurts the market. But it hasn't happened yet. But here are signs that at least I'm going to be looking for. It's got an ABC to the upside, and then it stalled. It didn't fail because it didn't take out the left side low. But under it, crude oil has another A, B, C, but this time the MACD has deflected nicely up. The relative strength has moved up. The stochastic still very weak at 45, but the on-balance volume is showing that it's got a bit of life. The weekly has this rectangle formation. There's nothing to see. If the 9 period just went positive, but the week's young, you're going to wait for Friday. But these MACD, if the MACD by the end of the week turns positive, I can see crude oil becoming viable to at least be within the bottom part of the rectangle, trying to go to the top part of the rectangle into the 66, 67 area. But look at the monthly chart. There's this inside track repellent zone. It's got to do quite a bit to get higher. So let's put that together. USD, JPY, the yen usually moves not in the same percentage, but the same direction as the dollar, and so far it's just moving higher. It's the same as the dollar, peak A and leg B. All right, let's go back to the dollar. Dollar trade, probably by now it's down. Dollar is moving up at the high of the day, 97.89. I'm just saying, keep this in mind. These are the characteristics. Look at the yields. The TLT pulling back. It's down 18 cents at 89. If these things come together as negatives for the market, finally you've got a story that says, be really careful. We haven't got there yet, but I put it, yes, rub it in, Duncan Steve. You. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, just look at that move. Up another 518.61 today, 18.28, up almost 10%. The one we always have is UEC. We even have had the UU. Oh my God, look at that. It was my favorite for 2 years, and I said it'll go to all-time highs, which it has. Well, at 14, when you think that this is really just breaking out now in the uranium area, so this could be saying, and that's something we've got to watch with Putin. With this new, the modification in the Trump administration on the thinking there. If there's going to be some kind of not conflagration but verbal conflagration, crude oil will go higher. Uranium. URNM, uranium, could go higher. Look at that. It's only just breaking out now. This is a Sprott uranium minus ETF uranium. And it's only in a leg A. Don't say that. And I have to say it's only in a leg A because it took out the left side low. This is a brand new A in uranium Oh, my. Well, I have to say it. Look, 2704, 27 round number low, July of 2022 in the monthly chart. Round number in the monthly chart. Wow. Goes to a peak D, and then what does it do? It goes down to 27.60. Oh, no. It could be. I could call it E/A. But wow, wouldn't that be something? All right, I'll be back in a moment. Dow is down up 47. S&P's up a whopping 2.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
So a question came in, but just a question that I myself have all the time is UUU, Energy Fuels Inc., a better buy right here at 18, or UEC? And I would say the best is to actually have an amalgam, have a little bit of each, but as a chart, UEC is going to all-time highs, and UUU has 80 as a previous high. So do you want to go where you know there's a particular goal, or do you want to just go let the upside, the better chart win? At this point, I would say UEC is probably the one that has the kind of power right here to be able to lead. That's all. So that's what I'll leave it at that. But now you have to wait for a pullback. Ooh, man, I don't know what's going to make the pullback, but there will be a pullback at some point, but it could come from much higher. So as we're about to leave, I'm going to say to you, I live down the wind of 3 Mile Island. My second head keeps arguing who is responsible. Yeah, I remember 3 months I was very well. Okay, so how things change, huh? So let me just do this. I'm going to go to the Dow right now, and I'm going to say, I'm in the phase right now that says, yeah, on a big pullback, there's some things that I want, but I'm wanting less and less to add to our positions. We've got really nice positions. I'm prepared to see them. I don't want to, but I'm prepared to see them pull back because I love the areas and stocks positions or whatever it is that we're in. I love the portfolio. However, you've got to consider that GDX, did I type the wrong? No, there it is. GDX making a potential peak E today. That I'm watching this very closely because my question to myself is, are we going to see the metals and the equities pull back together? And I think they will do that if coming into this weekend, going into early next week as we go into the October the 1st, and I think that's where you got this countdown going on for funding the government. If that becomes an issue, you could start to see a lot of digestion. With that said, check out my Opening Call Daily Newsletter and have a great day. Basil Chapman signing off.